like to turn the microphone over to the co-curators, Michael Van Auken and Lisa Quintero, and tell you a little bit about this fabulous exhibition and other ideas coming up. Thank you.
Before I tell you a little bit about this exhibition, we do have an upcoming call for art uplift celebrating the Sierra Nevada. You can find out more about that on our website, and there are also some printed calls for art around here somewhere. They're right by the printer, and they're on our website, and they're on the callforentry.org website. I am thrilled to have been able to work with Michael on this show. Photography in the postmodern world is unquestionably instant. Instant news, instant participation, and the debate over whether it's also an instant or automatic form of art still occupies critics and theorists and curators as well as photographers themselves. This exhibition is firmly on one side of that debate. Photography is an art form. A photograph has the power of image as a painting does, and becomes an art object as a sculpture does. The various skills and techniques which make artists distinct from one another can be taught just as painting techniques and skills are taught by respected artists in the Arts Benicia workshops. A couple of generations ago, the camera became democratized, a household tool for anyone who admired the photographic greats. Now, anyone with a cell phone carries around not even a further democratized camera, but a portable darkroom. Yet in our instant world, it often feels as if we sit on the cusp of something profound about to happen with photography, as if these are not the changes that we can look forward to. There's something else that's going to happen. It's hard to predict what that might be or how it might revolutionize photography or other art mediums. Imagine the future of painting if paintbrushes were digitized. So when we were approached about the idea, I'm sorry, I meant a paintbrush in your hand on a canvas. There are many different ways to look at it. So when we were approached about the idea of an exhibition that would examine the artistic photography of a particular group of professional studio photographers who spent a couple of decades teaching their tools of the trade and generously spreading the ideas of photography as an art form, we saw it as an opportunity, a chance to document the passing of a baton, a lens with which to look back and then to look forward to what photography might bring us in the future. And I'm going to hand the microphone over to Michael, who's going to tell us a little bit more about the exhibition itself and the California Photographic workshops.
All right. Lisa. So there's so many people that I'm grateful for this show, and Lisa and Monica, who helped hang the show. We really appreciate your help. And everybody here at Arts Benicia. Also, for those of you that don't know, California Photographic Workshops was a group of photographers that were dedicated to education of professional photography. And many of you are here, and this is what's so cool, is that this is our little Pagaboy's little fusion of all of our artist friends along with all of our photographer friends. So it's just like so freaking amazing. As you know, so why did I put this show together? Why did we put this show together? Why the hell did we put this show together?
Somebody needed to do it.
Well, what?
Because somebody needed to do it.
Thank you, Cricket. Somebody needed to do it. And I do have to thank Cricket. She's one of the first people that got me into organized photography associations, and if it wasn't for her suggestion that I get involved, I probably wouldn't be standing here right now with all of you. And so I didn't write anything down, so I'm winging this. But I did want you to...
Tell us about the workshop.
Oh, okay, the seminar tomorrow, yes. We've got a free seminar here for not just for photographers, but anybody who's interested in taking pictures. It's all about creative process. It is going to feature Serafina and Bree, and my partner in crime right here, Baby Cantrell. And who else we got? Sorry. Robert Pierce. I got no glasses. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. This is my gig right here.
And Jeremy.
What? 10 to 2. Jeremy Sutton, yes, Coral Painter. I didn't see him here, so he's coming. Okay, great. So I am so grateful for all of you being here and being part of my life, and that's part of the reasons we're doing this show. I'm very grateful that at CPW, I was sitting at lunch in the cafeteria one day, and Bambi was sitting at the table, and we started talking about the photography business, of course, and I was saying, I'd really like to just have a job just being a photographer. And she says, well, you know what? I need as a photographer because I'm always off teaching people stuff and all this thing. So I want to give a special thanks to Bambi.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Oh, well, this is okay. So CPW helped bring us together, and I don't mean to one-up you here, Bambi, but it also brought me the love of my life, Peg Jackson.
All right.
Newlyweds.
Is this the honeymoon?
You ready the camera? So, the program tomorrow, I just did. Did I? Yeah, the program's from 10 to 2. It'll be right here. It's with Bambi, Jeremy, Robert, and Serafina. And they are amazing photographers. Their work is hanging here. Come back and see us. So, I touched briefly on CPW, but there's somebody else here who's way better at the words than I am, and I would like him to say a few words about the CPW experience. So, Robert Pierce,
Thanks.
you mind coming up?
Thanks a lot.
I warned you that we were going to do this.
Hi guys. Well, CPW means fun. And that's what we had for how many years, guys? 15, more. We lost track about the third year. We didn't keep track anymore. Our joy came from teaching what our passions, or relating our passions to those that are wanting to learn how to be great creators. Not just photography, but creating imagery. Basically what we do is imagery. We create images. Whether the medium and however it ends up, it's up to the artist. But it starts out using a photographic medium most of the time. And part of it is seeing. And what we were, besides having a lot of fun, and volunteering all of our time, by the way. Everyone was volunteers. We brought our own equipment to teach the students. We brought in speakers from all around the world, actually. We were quite fortunate to have speakers come in for almost nothing, or close to it, just for the joy of being in a great environment. One of the locations that we had was at Notre Dame in Belmont, and that was a great venue for us to teach because of the environment, the architecture, and it was it just generated energy. And whenever you get artistic people together, it just builds on itself. And that's where the magic happens, is when you get artistic people together. One has an idea, another takes another idea, a master comes up and says, well, let's just fine tune it this way. Oh boy, we have talent coming from everywhere, and that's what makes it so much fun. Then we have little parties, we get a little invitement, and okay, we got shit face. So anyway, the point being is that we had costume parties, but everybody had this fellowship and this sense of brotherhood, and we worked hard for one goal, and that was to watch photographers develop, open their own businesses, or flourish with the business that they already had. But our goal was to make sure that they felt good about what they were doing, and teaching them how to enjoy the craft. And it is a craft. It's an art form, it's a craft, it's all sorts of things you want to call it. But it's one of the most flexible mediums that I can think of. It allows you to go just about anywhere. When you have a camera in your hand, somehow you can get under the lines and get right in the middle of everything, whether it's a wedding or a war zone. It doesn't make much difference. There's so many different styles of photography that it's unlimited. And that's what gives us the joy, because everybody brings their own style, their own craft, just like fine arts. And basically, photography is a fine art. It really is. It's qualified by, we are commercial portrait illustrators. That was my job. I'm a commercial portrait illustrator because I want money for it. I'm not a fine art portrait artist because we didn't care if we got money or not, and we didn't care what the client thought. Our job was to make people feel good about themselves as a portrait illustrator, making them feel good and loving their pictures, loving themselves, and basically what we did was we captured their ego on a two-dimensional plane. Call it what you will, but that's basically what it is. And as long as we're making people feel good as we're doing it, we're feeling good. You can't survive in the business without having a really deep passion for it. And part of that passion was watching the expression of people and the joy when they look at these pictures, they see these images. I'm from Santa Rosa, and we had a big fire a couple of years ago. And Harvey Henningsen and we're from the same turf, and our clients would call us the day after the fire. Oh my God, we lost everything, tell me you still have the negatives. And Harvey did, and I did, most of them, some of them. And the joy of restoring these things, these images for these people to see, hearing the horrific stories of people. I got the kids in the car, we got the dog, and we're trying to put that big portrait in the trunk, and the trunk closed on it. We feel terrible about it. But that was their priority, is those images. That's our heritage. And so some of us in our own village, we were the town chronographers. We were the historians, and so it was a real joy. So part of the CPW, California Photographic Workshops, basically took people from first passion and taking it and helping them fulfill their dreams, and that was our goal, and we had fun with it. Here's to you guys. We had a blast.
Jim Inks is here! Jim Inks is here!
Hey, Jim Inks, what's happening? So, hey, as tradition here at Arts Benicia, we always like to do a big group photo, which we also used to do at CPW, by the way. And so, I'm going to go up there. Maybe Peg and I are going to go up there, and we'll come back later. I'm going to go up there, and I would like everybody to gather in this area. And if I could get our CPW alumni right up here in the front, I'd really appreciate that, especially those that are in the show. So don't be shy, gather around right here.